Aries. Let's get straight into this collective reading for Aries. And get comfy here. Let's get a clear, honest message for any and all Aries placements. Please use your own discernment when watching collective reads. Also, if you are aware of your birth chart at all, have discernment with that part of your birth chart. If you understand all that stuff. If you don't, that's fine. You don't need to understand all that stuff to hear a little bit of advice, per se. Hello. What do you mean You can't just tell me to restart after I pulled cards out. I'm gonna trust that, but I was like, damn, are you sure? Oh. I see. It said, hold on, scratch that. We meant to use these cards instead. That's okay. Excuse me while I read the chat. Is it on the... Okay, it's not. To the person speaking in the Twitch chat there, I do agree. In the sense of, yes, it's pretty similar. Ooh. I always love the way they depict this goddess. This is a lot of Norse mythology in this tarot deck. It's all like Norse and Nordic themed. Temperance on the bottom of the deck with the Moon, 3 of Wands, and 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles reverse, mind you. I always like to reference, in this Moon card specifically, this little, like, gem that you're holding on to, Aries. There's a little, like, sense of wanting to build protection around it, but ooh, this is a different way. We were seeing the Moon card show up in Scorpio's reading a lot, and it came up vastly different than how I'm seeing it now, which is very intriguing to me as a tarot reader. Scorpio's reading was a lot of trying to, you know, protect yourself from yourself, but this is like, so before I was seeing the person with the darker colored clothes. Are they blindfolded? I think they're blindfolded. I can't tell. I saw that person trying to like protect that flower from their own like arrogance, which was the other like person dressed in white. And for you, I'm seeing this as like the person dressed in white is trying to get you to stop fighting, or not necessarily like, ooh, not, okay, we're not going to talk about like fighting or like not fighting back versus fighting back. It's more of there is a like block here that's being put up by yourself because it's like, hey, you're about to step on something you really care about here, Aries, and you don't even realize it, and the person in white almost steps over it in order to get you to not step on it. But that's where it's like, this flower is yourself. Oh, Aries. Aries, come on. I know. Oh my god, stop. I had a dream last night about a specific Aries. I am... Oh, stop, that makes me want to fucking cry. Stop. Fuck me, dude. Holy shit. I had a dream, and that's very, like, relevant to this reading, and it's making me, like, realize, oh, honey, it's okay. It's okay if you haven't been honest with yourself. We'll be here. We'll help. We just know it's not the easiest thing to be honest with ourselves. It's hard. And there's a moment of, like, oh, we really haven't been honest with ourselves, have we? Like, some people are saying that to themselves, or it's like the universe is like, oh, honey, we know it's hard. Like, it's okay to think it's hard, kind of a thing. But it's not in a very specific area. There's, like, a moment that makes almost everything accumulated in your life, like all these memories you've accumulated about you and your life have just, like, not come full circle, but it feels like these kind of memories came full circle and are, like, back in the mind, like, clear as day again. It could be not necessarily like an anniversary, but, like, there could have been a situation that happened, like, far in the past, and it just could be the time of year that this particular situation happened. And I feel like there's so much of bridge building energy. That noise in the background is the washer, and oh, it's a little louder than normal because it's cleaning itself. Do not mind. Three of Wands is always this card about making sure you have a dock that can bring this ship in, because they won't be able to bring in their, their trade and their quote-unquote opportunities until you work on building that bridge. I think this is where the work becomes confusing, because this Eight of Pentacles is very, like, not sure how to feel right now about it. That gives me the sense of you're not really sure how to feel about how to go about something. There's, like, I get there's work, but what, where, how, what, not even why, because you know why, but what is it kind of a thing. This is the, there's a dock needing to be built, but how do you build a dock? Where do you build the dock? Where is it best to? And it's almost like, for you, you've never even seen a quote-unquote dock for, like, ships and stuff. You've heard of one. You know that they gotta go up to one, but you don't know what that shit looks like. You don't know how to do that. How far do those logs need to be down? Are there like, supposed to be this many logs? I know there's logs, because you gotta walk on it. Like, there's at least some things, But it feels so much like new territory, and this is where Temperance really comes in to understand how to bring, I think, metaphorically, I would say, fire and water energy together. If you are someone who's, like, spiritual and understands those energies, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. For anyone who's not quite sure, it's the energy of what literally, like, what makes you driven enough to do something to where you just kind of flow into the unknown of it like water. And I feel like that's the big, like, differential feeling. Welcome in, anyone who's just tuning in. I'm doing this collective reading for Aries. You don't necessarily have to be an Aries sign to get something to resonate for you. We're doing okay. I do want to preface, because these are going to be posted on YouTube. I am, let's say, in short, trying to definitely work to get my own place with the love of my life, and that would be nice. I was talking about it earlier. I'm trying to like shorten it. There's been some weird stuff going on, so I'm not gonna seem super like happy, cheery during the tarot stuff, but any like dance stuff I do, I love performing. That's just like, that's gonna be the thing that's gonna make me smile. But don't expect too much of a happy, cheery mood. Sometimes we may have some things going on in the background that are just very adult, you could say. Very, very mature, very demure. Oh my god, I'll walk the plank. So much earth energy, what the fuck? We have 8 pentacles here, but clarifying the moon, we have 7 pentacles, 6 of cups, and 10 pentacles reversed. Which, honestly, I'll just show you these cards upright. I feel like it's not too easy to see the art when it's upside down. For some cards, it may be. Do I see this 6 of cups as little you giving back to yourself? You giving to your little self? A younger version of yourself? I think this is the thing that's been... Ooh. The key to figuring out not necessarily who you truly are, but who you truly want to be. I don't know if you recognize who's on that chariot there, but it is probably who you think it is. And it definitely feels like there's this sense of, we gotta protect our inner child, and it's like you moving too quickly is actually almost gonna hurt your inner child rather than help it. You want to, you have a passion for this help for yourself and your younger parts of yourself, but I think going about it too quickly is the thing that has been hurting you. I think a big thing that some Aries like energies or signs have like a pitfall of is starting new things too quickly. Aries are so good at starting new things and really getting the ball rolling and like having that consistency right at the jump. There's always a sense of, oh well, I kind of want to move on and do something else, because we have the curiosity as human beings. We just want to do things. We want to create things. We're even just very social creatures to our own nature. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to do new things, but there's also a sense of, if you don't give yourself time to not necessarily process one, but let's say a project of yours didn't turn out exactly how you would have expected, processing those feelings before just moving on to the next project, because when you move on to the next project, you still have all of this weight in your heart that will, I think, be put into it, because it's like not giving yourself the time to release it is going to put this weight into the next project. There's so much benefit for you and your just mental well-being, I think, in this time, to allow yourself to process, all right, this may have not worked out as planned, or this wasn't what we like planned for or expected. Like, it's like something you signed up for and you didn't expect it to actually like be like this way in a fashion, and it maybe like messed up your plans of how you had this like dream idea for this thing you signed up for, contest, competition. I don't know if it's like, I feel it could either be like a class or a course or competition. I don't know, it's like a bunch of different things. Even just in the workplace, the open challenge to get this like promotion or not a fancy raise, but like some incentive at work, and there's like a challenge at work for it. Like someone who, I don't know, I don't know how like they would do this in like an office, standpoint, but I'm just thinking of like, oh yeah, like anyone who gets like the best numbers for whatever gets some small thing or whatever. I don't know. Is more looked at for a promotion. There's something that's like sought after that like, oh, I want to get into this. I want to do this. And then you get into it and you're like, this is not at all what I expected it would be. And I feel this energy is more or less hurting that inner younger you who's just like, we really want to do it this way. And it's like, we could do it this way kind of a thing, but it's also maybe even forgetting the ideas that your younger self had. Maybe they had some good ideas in the past. And maybe you feel weird about pursuing them now because you're like, oh, I could never. It's just, it feels like the weight of 10 Pentacles is too heavy because of all the weight you're carrying right now. Which, keep in mind, if you were to shed that weight, not physically, like mentally, if you were to shed that weight, would you be strong enough to carry those 10 Pentacles? What if we made a trade? Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I think that's his name from Doctor Strange. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Oh, is that what I think it... Oh, that's not what I thought it was, but it's still even better. The moon. The moon came out twice here. The moon. The moon. I have my coffee in me. Oh, damn it. Oh, the water's over there. I'll grab it in a second. The Star reverse, the Moon, and the Knight of Wands. Clarifying the Three of Wands. I can't tell. Okay, so there's a little bit of a lot happening here because there's an energy of this Knight of Wands of, I see this, cool, still going to move on, and there's, I'm gonna be honest, it may not be you, but there could be just an energy of ignorance and work. But there's a genuine amount of you that are actually, oh, I'm taking this into consideration and striving to move forward into what the moon always reminds us feels like the unknown, but it's the unknown of our own soul. Because the only way to truly heal, the healing that you truly want, is to really, you gotta look at the nitty gritty of it all. You gotta look at every little, like, dark crevice under every stone of your heart, mind, body, and soul. There's a belief in yourself in this that drives you. There's a moment that I think some Aries are hesitant to do this because you're very nervous of what's on the other side. And I think there is a mentality of knowing the pool water is cold, but knowing that it's a super hot day and that the cold water is going to feel great, like, once it's, like, 3 p.m. and just, like, the sun is just sizzling, you know? You're scared to jump in the cold water because you know it's going to be cold and it's going to be freezing. But what if you just didn't know the temperature? What if you thought it was warm and you just went in and jumped in anyway? Because that's the thing that gets you to at least make the initial leap of faith, to make the movement, to actually not just dip your toes into it, fully embody yourself, or fully dive into yourself, I feel. Fully embody yourself. I guess that could make sense to some of you. I'm genuinely trying to understand this Eight of Pentacles without, like, getting these extra cards, but it's so... There's so many different avenues I think you could go, and this is maybe what worries you and makes you hesitant of what, where, how, why, who, what, uh, how is this going to achieve our goals? We want to achieve these goals. We have these dreams and goals we want to achieve. So if we work this hard, will we still get this? Will we still, universe, will we still get this? No? Maybe? You're not hearing an answer. You're not hearing an answer. You ask the universe, will we still get what we want? Ding. You just hear like this little like fairy like dust jingle in the forest. And it's almost like that's all you hear. You don't hear words. You just hear these little calls and pulls and intuitive just like pathways kind of pulling you towards, I want to say, something that feels very like mystical inside the soul. And I want to ask, can you get exactly what you desire if all you're gonna do is sit there and hold on to those little things you got? You got your things, you're holding on. That's yours. You got it. Everyone knows it's yours. You got it. That's yours. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. You know, even hearing, hey, your goals and accomplishments are over here, it's almost like you feel that. You feel like something is pulling you in a direction of what is the main, I want to say, somewhat main goal and accomplishment in life. I had to get those words out before I even looked at the bottom of the deck, because sometimes I get surprised, so I didn't want to get too surprised and overwhelmed with words in the brain. The Chariot, ending this reading on the bottom of the deck. I'm not even gonna look at the other cards because I don't think they're relevant. I feel like the Temperance is in this Chariot, like moving forward, like you embodying this, hey, we are gonna follow what calls to us, wherever our inner soul leads us. And it's not in a way that's going to ignore any of the hard work that you need to do or essentially needs to be done, because there's a lot of integrating with the self here. The Chariot is always a bit of a reminder that we have to have our animals pulling these chariots here. They call them beasts in the in some tarot decks, but these aren't beasts, they're like horsies. You have to make sure that they are well rested, fed, watered, all that stuff. And I think when you realize when everything feels in tune with this, your mind, body, and soul, you are feeling this acceptance and almost allowing yourself to believe that you can get this work done. You can pursue this path with dedicated hard work. Because I think you not necessarily didn't put the work in, you just didn't know how to put in the work, I think. You didn't know where or what or how, when, what, where, why, what. You know why. But I feel like there's always like a what and how and I'm just not going to do this kind of thing that is being very much healed from. I think the only real reminder here is all of this is a path of integrating yourself into yourself, bringing all of these things, not just two sides of you, but just all of the memories and everything that you've collectively experienced up to this moment in time, there is a collective acceptance of that experience, but you need to be the one to actually jump into that pool of acceptance, that portal of acceptance, even. Because I think it's going to lead you to something you've been truly wanting to accomplish and achieve for a long time. So, allow yourself to believe, because I believe in you. I want to say you're doing amazing, but you've been doing amazing so far. There's still a lot of work to be done. So don't think that the work is done just yet. Allow yourself some room to breathe. Give yourself space to accomplish whatever you need. Accomplish whatever you need to accomplish to get yourself to make those little leaps of faith. It doesn't have to be a big leap of faith. It could just be a little leap of faith. Like, putting your resume out there. Like, you could have put it out there once, but maybe, like, to this place, or maybe to this random odd place, or this mom and pop shop. There's, I think, a bunch of different ways to go about it, but it's taking those little leaps of faith that get you to truly accept those moments as we either jump into this opportunity or we do not jump into this opportunity. We're either going to stay in stagnancy or we're going to move forward. And I think that's the big thing that's being called to. Like, you're being called to these feelings inside of you, but also the advice just generally for the whole reading, I think. You want to provide a lot of abundance, and I even feel like knowledge for yourself, but you want to do it in a way that's like the right way for you, because I think the way you've been going about it hasn't felt right, and that's the thing that's been bothering you. So allow this acceptance in the self and allow time. You have all the time you need, and if you feel like you don't, how can you get comfortable feeling like you can have all the time that you need? I think all I'm getting at, like, I wanted to say something else, but the big words I was getting in my head is just, please take your time. I think the universe really just wants you to take some time for not only yourself, but, like, give yourself time to complete goals and accomplish things, because then once you've really fully completed and felt accomplished, you can either how do I explain this in a sense of, like, it's something that you can, like, stop doing and then start doing again, but being able to have time to, like, hey, this is how I'm gonna end this, we're gonna not do this for like a week or so, and you're like communicating that to whoever needs that kind of communication of, like, I'm gonna be doing this for a week and then I'm not gonna be doing it for the next week because of whatever you want to give yourself time before. But I think there's a genuine need of giving yourself time, ample sleep. If you can't get sleep, at least be horizontal for a couple hours. It lets your body just rest. And I think a big thing for Aries, since there's a lot of earth energy here, you need to go on a walk or two. If you are watching this around the time I am, like, streaming and recording it, it is almost close to fall season, so the warm weather's not going to last too much longer, so take advantage of it while you still can. And allow, I think, that blissful, I want to say blissful nature, obviously in the walks to heal you, but, like, the blissful silence of it. Like, my favorite thing to do, and I think sometimes is really healing, is when you go to a park and you find just an empty space where there's not many people, like, talking, and you just listen. You just, like, close your eyes and you, like, listen to all of, like, the little, like, sounds of nature. There's something so, like, healing and calming about that, and I feel like it can allow your brain to just slow down for a moment. So getting outside, no matter what time of day, I think just getting outside and experiencing nature in any form is going to be genuinely beneficial. And even if it is like you're at like some loud party, or I don't know, you're at like some beach or whatever, and there's like people like hanging out and they're all being loud, and you just kind of want to like take some time to go to the ocean and just like listen to the waves for a second. Like there's a moment that you can like separate from like people you're hanging out with to just kind of enjoy nature if you're already out and about with your people you know. I really advocate to get out in nature for you, Aries. I think that's going to help you slow your mind down and give yourself that clarity that I think you've truly been looking for. So, thank you for letting me read your cards. Thank you for listening. That is all I have for you. We're not ending yet on Twitch. We are still going to be streaming on Twitch, but I'm recording this for YouTube. So, anyone that is watching in the future on YouTube, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.